Hey guys, and welcome to another installment of MMA JudgeCast. Tonight I would like to talk about the previous UFC that just happened, which was UFC 248, Yoel Romero versus Izzy Adesanya, and the co-main event, which is Zhang Weili and Joanna Jedrzejczyk. This is going to be a pretty quick one. I want to go over where my reactions were that happened on this fight, you know, my unofficial scorings of them as well. I'll just start off with the main event like I usually do in my format. Wow, it was pretty rough. It was rough. I feel bad for even the judges that had to score it, because it was horrible. It was just a horrible fight to witness. And it was a horrible fight to judge. It was a horrible fight to ref. It was a horrible fight to even pay for. Those are the fights I feel bad for, when people have to pay these pay-per-view for, or those crazy ticket prices for that. You can argue all you want about judges and you know, the John Jones fights or all these other close fights, but that one sucks. And to force people to even judge that, you could give him a 10-10. That's what I did in the first round. It was a 10-10. You all maybe could have taken it with his one big blow to Izzy's face, but I refused to score that one, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know what the official standings were. The second round was almost a 10-10 for me too. It's silly to even consider a 10-10, but if I were to tip the scales a little bit, maybe Izzy, because he was giving those leg kicks. Dude was winning points off leg kicks the whole time, like if it was a karate tournament, which goes into third round. Another 10-9 for that one, because Izzy was tipping the scales there. So sure, leg kicks again. You all just stood there like a punching bag, waiting to counter punch another counter fighter. That's the problem with these fights when you have counter strikers all the time. They're gonna wait until the other guy does something, and you get these stalemates. And I don't even know what was the plan of Yoel. Like, I thought he was gonna go for it, but in the fourth round I also had because I'm looking at my notes here so I can make sure I got my scores right. In the fourth round I may have given it to Yoel. Yoel did, after the eye poke, get more aggressive in the fight. He attempted some takedowns and whatnot, and you know, Izzy still did score some occasional leg kicks. But I think with this new burst of aggression, I may have given it to Yoel, and that would have given it a 10-9 in Yoel's favor. So it's probably the only round he probably would have won. And then the last round was all Izzy again, leg kicks here and there. I mean, Yoel's leg must have been brutalized by that time. Some judges saw it the same way. I scored a 49-47. Two other judges felt the same way with a 48-47 and a 49-46. Now the 49 that I have is probably because of the 10-10, which is probably what the one judge has there as well, with the 10-10 in the maybe first round. But there's, you know, it was trash. However, this is where we're kind of getting a little spoiled, is we have Joanna and Weili. That was an amazing fight. These girls were destroying each other. That should have been the main event. That should have been where we ended that whole fight. And I think the girls need to start being, you know, shown in that light more. I think the last time I ever seen a headline by a female fighter was probably the Ronda Rousey one. These girls should have been the headliners, not Izzy and Yoel Romero. That was trash. And I think they're proving it now more so than ever that they should start headlining it. Nonetheless, this was a tough fight too. But on the positive side, just like the John Jones, there was action and it was a tough one to fight. Joanna could have taken this fight too. I had Weili, and I'll give you my scores officially after that, but I had her winning most of the rounds. But it could have easily gone to Joanna too, like maybe some other unofficial scorers were doing that too. You know, Joanna was doing some great deal of damage too. In the first round, I gave it to Weili and in the second round as well. Sorry, both were 10-9s for her. I felt that there was a lot of exchanges going on between the both of them. There was plenty of going on, but Weili was just giving that extra power and volume that was matching her power to just tip the scales over to her more for those first 2 rounds, while I felt like Joanna was just doing her little late bloomer thing where she was kind of slow starting and finding her range and, you know, doing all that stuff. So that's what was happening. In the second round, though, Joanna end the round, and she almost stole it with that nice head kick at the end where she hurt Weili too. She hurt her, but, you know, there was still a lot more done by, you know, our Chinese champion to, you know, take that round for her. Then we have this one. The third and fourth round, going into the championship rounds, were all Joanna. This is where we're seeing her get into her groove, and I started giving the third and the fourth round 10-9s in Joanna's favor. Joanna was, you know, pursuing that high leg kick right off the bat in the third round, trying to find her range, pressing on, just bringing it on to Weili. And you're seeing Weili also slowing down a little bit. Even though she did slow down, I'll say this, she still had the power. She was still in the fight. She was still throwing down. And you can tell because, you know, Joanna's face was like swollen like a balloon. But both girls were pretty battered. It looked like like it could have been in a Rocky movie, you know. And he's all beat up and screaming for Adrian, and the other one's all beat up. That's what we got out of this. Something out of a Hollywood movie between these two looking all beat up. And then the fifth round, that was just a lot of exchanges going on too. These girls were putting it out there, you know. But I think Weili just snagged it at the end, and I gave it to her 10-9 to the champ. And for me, it's and still. So overall, 3-2 in Weili's favor. 3 rounds out of 2 rounds for Joanna. It was a really tough one. The decisions went also pretty tough, where Joanna got one decision, which was a 48-47. The other 2 were 48-47s for the Chinese champion. I also had a 48-47 for her. But, you know, like anything, just like Jon Jones, it could have gone in anybody's favor. Now, I'll say this about the Jon Jones judge. There's no way that there should have been 4 rounds to Jon Jones. There's no way on that one. I'll even argue that one. That was a screw up on that judge. But on this one, you know, it is what it is. It could have gone either way. 2 out of 3 judges saw it in Weili's favor. I kind of agree with them. I wouldn't have been surprised if it went the other way around and, you know, Joanna gained her title back. You know, she definitely earned a Hall of Fame caliber fight there on her own. I didn't do one fight. I missed it. I don't know who I missed. Neil Magny did pretty good on himself. I gave him all rounds against Lee. He got a 30-27 out of me. All the other judges felt the same way, 30-27, unanimous decision. It was a pretty dominant victory for Neil Magny. Welcome back after having that time off. It looked like he had no ring rust at all. And, you know, I guess he was also had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder knowing that he was the underdog. But good job on Neil. Then we have Alex Oliveira and Max Griffin. That one was kind of cool. It felt like, you know, again, the cowboy, Brazilian cowboy, he was, you know, doing his slow starter thing, where Max Griffin came in hard and, you know, was winning the rounds in the first round, which I gave him a 10-9. You know, it was all Max control, especially in the bottom. But, you know, second round and third round, Cowboy got his groove on, and he just kept on pushing and, you know, snagged that win, you know, getting a 2-1 round split, you know. So he got 10-9, 10-9 for the second and third round, and, you know, Max wins it. Other judges agreed with me too. It was a 28-28. 29-28 by 2 judges. Max got 1, which was a 29-28, but I saw it in Alex's favor. The Cowboy wins it with 2 judges in his favor. Mine unofficially as well. But that was it. You know, I wanted to say thank you for listening. Stay safe. I know this whole Corona thing is out there. I had a fight that I was supposed to judge come St. Patrick's Day. It's canceled now. So, you know, there goes that too for me. I don't get to, you know, get some practice in and see some live action and score and get a paycheck. Ugh. But it is what it is. Just stay safe. Don't cough on people. Wash your hands. Do whatever you got to do. Let's hopefully let this thing pass so our events aren't taken advantage of and we don't lose any more UFCs, especially this next one that's coming up, which is the Khabib and Tony Ferguson one. That fight has been eluding us for years. Let's hope it comes and let's see some great action because I'm hyped for that one, man. I can't wait. I wish I could be one of those judges there sitting ringside to just, you know, put my numbers in it. I don't know who's going to win. I don't care. I'm very unbiased. I just want to see some great fights. And until next time, thank you for watching and listening. And we'll see what's happening the next time. See you on the flip side.